Welcome back to This is VANCOLOUR. Severed human feet keep washing up on British Columbian shores, so much so that it has garnered international attention from Vox, The Guardian, CNN, NPR, and many others. So why does this keep happening, and what exactly is happening? Beaming in to explain is a forensic entomologist and a professor in the School of Criminology at my alma mater, Fraser University. She is Dr. Gail Anderson. Dr. Anderson, thank you so much for being here tonight.
Hi, thank you for having me.
So since 2007, 16 severed human feet have washed ashore BC beaches, including as lately as August 2023. Why does this keep happening?
Well, actually, it doesn't. They're not severed feet. Severed feet suggest they've been cut off. They haven't. They've just disarticulated naturally. When the body decomposes, there's a lot of animals involved, there's decomposition, and the body completely disarticulates. But what happens when you've got running shoes, and remember all of these are in running shoes, the foot gets encased usually in a sock, and then the shoe, and the rest of the body decomposes, disarticulates from the ankle, and then becomes separated. A running shoe is a floating device, so it's washed ashore.
So those scavenging animals then don't go after the foot because it's protected by the sock and the running shoe?
Exactly. It's the last bit they're going to get to because it's got quite a close sock on it and then a running shoe. And what happens to tissue when it's in a kind of a wet environment with a low oxygen is it becomes adipocere tissue. This is the adipose tissue changing over into almost like a soapy material, and pretty much nothing eats that.
Interesting. So are these feet identified? Are they missing people? Like, what is happening here?
I think all of them have been identified, usually with DNA to people who are related to them and who have donated their DNA for that kind of identification. I believe all have been identified.
Is it foul play, though? Is it what is usually the case with these folks whose feet are being washed up on BC shores?
My understanding from the coroner's reports is that none of them have been considered foul play. They're all either accidental, natural, or suicidal deaths.
Is this a phenomenon that we see anywhere else in the world, or is there something particular about the Pacific Northwest that we see this on a periodic basis?
I gather it's found all over the world where you've got water. I remember when the first ones were washed ashore, I had a visiting scientist from, I think it was New Zealand at the time, and they said, oh yeah, we get those all the time. I think we get quite a lot because of the configuration of the island and the mainland and that waterway in there. So they're more likely to get washed ashore and found on a beach that somebody might be looking at versus if they were, say the other side of Vancouver or Island or further down the coast, perhaps where there isn't such a sort of barrier.
So just to be clear, these are not like unsolved mysteries or things that don't really have an explanation.
No, unfortunately, fortunately, they are not mysteries, but unfortunately, they are very sad cases in which people have died and been lost in the water.
Dr. Anderson, I appreciate you explaining this very bizarre phenomenon, and I guess it does make sense once you actually go through it. So thank you so much for your time tonight.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Folks, that's our show. Thank you so much to Dr. Gail Anderson, Vancouver City Councillor Christine Boyle, and BC Minister of Transportation Rob Fleming for their time tonight. We will be back next week. In the meantime, please find me on X or TikTok at VANCOLOUR. Of course, this is VANCOLOUR, and I'm Mo Amir telling you that in a province where you can be anything, be colorful. Peace.